we are in Chinatown in KL right now. Today, we are going to address a question that we've been asked before. They've asked us if we've noticed any differences between KL and New York. Been living here for about 6 months now. We've noticed some differences. We're going to list a few of them today. But keep in mind that we are actually coming from New York City. I've lived in the Bronx for 30 years, so that's what we're comparing it to. Mark has lived in New York for about 30 years too, but he's lived in Queens, Manhattan, and Bronx also. So that's what we're comparing it to.
So the first difference is pretty obvious. You notice it right away after you get out of the airport. Cars, they drive from the left side of the street compared to the right side of the street.
Most people do walk in the left side.
And you also notice it like on escalator, they're on the left side. If you're slow on the road, you have to stay on the left side so that the faster cars are on the right side.
Oh yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
I'm normally a right side driver because I'm really slow in New York. Another thing I've noticed here that it's definitely quieter. It doesn't feel like it right now because we are in a very busy and touristy area, but cars are very quiet. There's no loud music playing in some other people's cars. Even when people talk, almost everybody has a low tone of voice.
Yeah, so like when I talk with my coworkers, they mostly have a lower tone of voice, and especially with my kind of hearing, like I have to ask them to repeat a lot, so many times. But I've pretty much learned how to talk. Just listen more, basically.
Yeah.
Because here they have a lower tone of voice.
Yeah, we're definitely learning because I know I speak loud. Especially coming from the Bronx, you have to be heard. Definitely learning too. I feel like I'm the loud one here now. Totally different.
How about cars?
Oh, yeah, cars. Like I said, there's no like loud music playing in people's cars. I don't really hear people arguing the way you would hear in the Bronx or in New York City in general. Very quiet here. It's a big difference.
Another difference is the mall culture here. There's a lot of malls compared to New York, where there's only a handful of malls.
Definitely a big difference. There's so many malls everywhere we go. It's just so big. I normally don't spend time in the malls in New York, just not my kind of thing. But over here, we spend about almost 1 to 2 times a week. It's like our favorite place now.
Yeah.
Only because it's so hot. So it's air conditioning, so we do stay cool in there. But other than that, I actually find the malls peaceful now.
Even if we don't really need to go shopping, we still go for like coffee, snack, sometimes dinner, lunch dinner.
Walk around.
But when we ask other people, they go to the malls all the time.
We get our steps in there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, malls, I usually find malls very stressful in New York, and it's actually really nice, almost like calming. People are quiet, nobody like running and jumping or very aggressive voice. It's just a nice change.
Another thing here is that there's not a lot of dogs. That's because of religion. There are more cat lovers here than dogs. But on the other hand, what's good about that, when you're walking on the street, there's really no dog poop.
Yeah, very rarely. So we don't really have to look down and watch. The only thing we have to watch out for are the potholes or like the holes in the ground that we might fall into.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, there were news about sinkholes.
Or just in general, like the steps are uneven. Some of the sewer covers are just loose. Just watch out for that kind of danger. But yeah, we don't really have to worry about dog poop here at all. In a way bad because it's kind of harder to bring our dog here. There's a difference.
Pros and cons.
Another thing is that it's really, really hot here. When we arrived, it was like 90s every day. Even when it rains like once or twice a day, it's still really hot. Like right now it's the 80s and that's like the normal. Coming from like New York where it's 4 seasons, we do get an occasional heat wave. For the most part, it's like stays in the 70s to 80s, but over here it's like the heat and humidity is a lot. I'm like melting right now. And today I do have a short sleeve on, but I've started like wearing long sleeves actually just to cover my arm because just a few minutes in the sun will just like really burn you.
And it's so hot. Probably take a shower minimum 2-3 times a day. I would be sweating in the morning, then I would feel like I would need to shower again and then shower again at night.
Really hot here. Oh man, look at there's a lot of like street art.
So in the US, most of us go shopping using Amazon. And here, the leading websites for shopping is Lazada and Shopee. Shopee is very popular here. So it's those two sites that mostly where people get their stuff from. Also, one thing to note is tax. Usually in the US, whenever you have to buy something, you have to add tax. So in New York, it's like 8.75. So if like a gadget is $600, you have to pay $600 plus 8% tax. Here, the tax is already added to it. So whatever the listing prices you see on the website, like $599 RM, that's what what you'll pay.
Speaking of shopping, I love how there's Asian sizes here. You can actually see in some stores some tags that says Asian size, and it's perfect for me. It's really great for like dresses and pants. I have no issues finding clothes that fit me here, except for that one time when I was eating so much food here that I actually was an extra large and like a sports bra. Can you believe that? Now it's going down, but I love buying here pants, dresses, no problems getting my size. And most of all, I love buying the sunglasses here. It fits so perfectly. Usually they're too big because of the bridge. I have no issues with that. It's like every sunglasses I put here, if they're made in Asia, especially like Japan one, oh, just fits me so perfectly, which makes me so happy. What do you think about the Asian sizing, Mark?
I tried getting a jersey from Adidas, and I thought it was a large, but Asian sizes, I'm a double XL here,
Oh,
and
really?
it's still pretty tight. You have to look at the label if it says Asian sizing or US sizing. If it's Asian sizing, then definitely size up maybe a couple of sizes, and that will fit you better.
Maybe after we do a lot more Pilates and go back to CrossFit, we won't have a problem anymore.
Yep.
All right, it's really hot today and humid, so it's like we're just like sweating. So we're gonna go to a cafe. So this is a gelato place. Oh, I have the coconut.
And this one is hazelnut. How's your coconut?
Pretty good. The caramel on top is just a little sweet.
They didn't ask if you wanted a caramel.
It's okay.
They just added it.
Maybe they like you. And then they have a sitting area, second floor and a third floor. But they told us in order to sit up here, we had to take off our shoes. And then they said they also have gelatos here that have alcohol in them.
This is a cool place to hang out.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Especially like if it's really hot. Since we're walking around while sweating so
Yeah.
much, this is a great place for a break.
Yeah, exactly. So Chinatown, every time we come here, it's just so hot. In the beginning of the video, please, we apologize if we look a little miserable. It's just the heat, okay? It really just drains us, makes us a little hot-tempered. But yeah, now that we're cooler, we had some refreshments and AC, we're a little better. Much better. But I like the decor here. It's just very like airy, so feminine. It's such a girly place to hang out.
For
Yeah.
a weekend, it's not even crowded. It's not so crowded
But
at all.
if you walk around the main strip though, there's a lot of people. Oh yeah, so up to the list. We are up to tipping culture.
That's right.
Yeah, take it away.
So in New York, tipping is expected for almost everything. You're expected to pay 15 to 20%.
Even more?
If you go to a cafe, a coffee shop, there's a machine that asks you if you want to add tip 15, 20, 25%. Here in Malaysia, big difference.
Yeah, I'm gonna complain about the tipping culture. It's actually something that I've started talking about with Mark. I am sick of tipping culture in the US. It's something I've read a lot about and we've talked a lot about, but definitely during the pandemic times, it's just gotten so out of hand. And Mark and I would like have a pep talk with each other. Like for example, I went to like a grocery store, and there was no service in the sense where like they made food for me and there was a tipping, and it was like I remember buying like $80 worth of tea because I do love tea, and I felt so bad, so I did put 20% tip on an $80
Wow.
purchase. I know, see, I hid it from Mark because I felt so guilty, and Mark asked me, "Did you give a tip?" I'm like, "No, that was a lie," because I definitely feel bad. Like they make you feel bad because they'll turn it around and they'll look at you waiting for you. And some people, we've heard so many where if you don't tip, they actually become confrontational
Yeah.
about not tipping.
So the big difference here is you don't have to add tip. It's usually included with your bill. So it
Yeah.
would be like 6 to 10%. It'll be called like a service charge.
When we first came here, I still felt bad though. Like whenever there was a grab order,
Oh yeah.
I would like tip, like, and then I just felt bad because like 50 cents. And I'm like, okay, maybe put more. Maybe it took a few months actually.
Yeah, I did ask around if it's normal for people to tip here, and they say no, it's usually not. However, for special cases, like if it's raining, of course you want to give tip to your delivery guy because they're usually in a scooter, and yeah, they're riding in the rain, it's dangerous, might be slippery. So yeah, at those times I would definitely suggest adding tip. So another difference is that in the US, most people use iMessage because iPhones are really popular in the US. In here, instead of iMessage, most popular messaging app is WhatsApp. Everyone uses WhatsApp. They use it for businesses. Businesses use it to talk to customers. It's used for group chat, communities. For example, I use WhatsApp to organize futsal games and football games. And we also use it to chat with my coworkers outside of the work chat. So yeah, WhatsApp is the most used app for messaging here compared to iMessage.
This is an interesting, we haven't really walked in this side of town. Look at this one. What is this? Just a little slight detour. Look at this. This seems to be a temple. Give me a little view. Oh, look at this one, Mark. Wow. You see like the street art? Okay, we have to check that out later on. We haven't walked in this side of town. Ooh, temple too. Little detour. Can we go in there? Right there, Mark. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's a temple. We have not explored this part of town. That's the good thing about KL. There's always something new to see here. I'm just gonna check this out for a bit. It was a quick detour. We've been meaning to explore more of KL. I have to come here on a cooler day. So another difference that we notice here is it's more affordable for us to live here. Our rent is so much cheaper. For what we have right now, it probably costs 3 times or even more in New York. Food is so much cheaper, taxis are so much cheaper. Everything is just more affordable from us coming from the US.
That's true. Like, for example, like an Uber ride from like a 30-minute to 40-minute Uber ride in the city would probably cost us 50 to 60 US dollars.
Maybe even more now.
Maybe even more, yeah.
Yeah, because last time it was like almost $100 from the Bronx to the airport.
Wow.
Yeah. For us here would be about $20. So that's 5 times more expensive actually.
Yeah.
Some services, for example, cleaning services is definitely more affordable. In New York, you would probably pay an average of $30 an hour, probably even more. Over here, and 2 people cleaning the house, it's 2 hours, and then it comes out to like $120, which comes out to maybe $25, $30, depending on the exchange rate right now. That's one of the big difference, having a cleaning service come to you. Definitely more affordable.
Yeah, so your money stretches a lot more here, for sure.
Food, definitely cheaper. You could go for the budget $1 meal, right? Or you could even go to the higher end, and the higher end is equals to like 1 meal in New York.
Yeah, so like a local meal, whenever I'm with my coworkers, our average meals are about 15 ringgits. 15 ringgits, which is what, 3 USD? But when I'm with Sheila, you know, she's a little bougie.
Hey.
Meals would almost the same as US dollars.
Hey, for 1 meal though. Okay, that's the difference. We are now in the Petaling Street.
Petaling Street, yeah.
Yeah, let me show you a little bit. It's a little crowded. This is the famous street market. Very hot.
When we first got here, I thought it was going to be a lot of street food stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a mix of street food and merchandise, like bags,
clothing.
Yeah.
Not really too much handicrafts. The handicrafts are more in the Central Market. I think it's Pasar City. But you can see here t-shirts, shorts, pants, bags. Yeah. We're just trying to get out of here. We're just passing through. Another thing is the overall safety here. Coming from New York, and definitely the Bronx, I would say I feel safe here. As with anything anywhere else in the world, you have to use caution, you have to use common sense, don't walk drunk in the middle of the night, watch out for like dark alleys. But overall, I feel safe here. I don't feel like somebody's gonna punch me. I'm minding my own business and no one's gonna go punching me in the face because I'm Asian or anything like that. I feel safe to just explore the city by myself. It's like coming from the Bronx, like I don't walk around the city. I would never take the public transportation in New York. That's just for me, just I don't feel safe. I'm actually worried about my parents walking down the streets there just because there's just so much unnecessary violence. Like people are just so angry there that you never know what someone is capable of over there. Besides the obvious gun violence, that's that, but just people are just pretty much violent with their hands, their words, and
yeah. But that's not to say that
Yeah.
it's totally safe here.
Yeah.
Locals have told us to be careful here, to watch our stuff when we're walking at night, especially in the sidewalks.
It's true.
So yeah, it's not totally safe here because locals tend to tell us to watch out.
That's true. Like the thing that a lot of people mention is the motorcycle where they grab women with our handbags. So
Yeah.
as you can see, it's just instinct to me now. I have my hand on my handbag. A lot of women have been injured because they get dragged with a motorcycle.
We're fortunate that it hasn't happened to us.
Hopefully never. I know. We're recording right now, we're walking, so I'm kind of worried about just somebody grabbing the phone. Like I said, chances are slim, but it's also good to be cautious. So we are now at Rex KL.
The next difference we had, what were we talking about?
Work culture. It's a big difference compared to the US.
So a big difference here is there are a lot of public holidays. I remember when I started in April, almost every week there was a day off, office holiday. That's because I learned that this country is multicultural, multi-religious. So people, Malaysians, celebrate a lot of holidays because of that. So because of that, we end up getting a lot of work holidays.
Which is great, but we're not aware of it. But next year, we're gonna plan like maybe a weekend getaway each time you have a holiday. Because that would be a great opportunity to have like a 4-day weekend each time.
That's what most people do here. Like
Yeah.
they plan out their 4-day trips to like Thailand or Vietnam.
I know. We didn't know. So we just stayed locally. So, except for that one time we went to Malacca when your coworker invited you for that long
Right.
weekend. Yeah.
Work culture also. Oh yeah, I also noticed that everyone here, well, the work culture, office culture, they like to go to lunch together. So they'll wait till it hits 12:30 or 12 o'clock. If someone has a meeting at that time, they actually wait for you. They'll say, hey, how long is your meeting? If it's at 12:15, they'll wait and everyone will go to lunch together.
Your work culture also like crosses over to personal life because you hang out with them outside of work like almost immediately. I've met all these coworkers. I think I probably mentioned like almost within like the first month of you working. I've already met all of them. That's a big difference. We tend to separate work and personal life.
That's true.
So over here, it's like a big community, very welcoming. That's a big difference. It's actually making us more social.
Yeah, that's true.
We're like big introverts. We like our personal space in New York. And over here, like we're hanging out with your coworkers. It's a big difference. There are so many restaurants and cafes here in KL. There's just so many options for us. Like when I went back to New York, I did not go out because compared to KL, the quality here is so much better and more affordable. You can get fine dining for what a normal meal would be in New York.
Food portion is smaller here, depending on which cuisine you go for.
Today, Mark has a 9 to 5, so he is in the office. I'm alone, and once in a while I do go out. Here you see so many people eating by themselves. While it is community based where people like to eat with their friends and family,
Yeah.
it's also okay to eat by yourself here. Like I feel comfortable eating by myself. Just because I see a lot of people doing the same thing also over there. It's not an issue. I actually like it. It's like a me time.
So in most restaurants in the US, the restaurants would bring all your food all at the same time. Here, it's first come, first serve. First food that's finished first. So you might have to wait and watch the other person.
This is pretty busy over here. We're in Rex KL right now. It's very Instagrammable. So there's so many people, as you can see. Overall here, it's a slower pace of life compared to New York where we're fast. I walk really fast in New York just because my job requires it, and just New Yorkers are just like hustle. So work, fast, walk. So it's a big difference here. Things slow. You know, it's not really snail pace. It's just more laid back, more relaxed.
Remember that first week we were here, someone told you to walk slower?
Yeah, relax, slow. I mean, I still walk fast. When I walk with Mark to work, he's like, oh, I don't like walking with you because you walk too fast. But I think I've slowed down a bit already.
Yeah.
I've definitely slowed down, but definitely more slower pace here in general.
Compared to New York.
Yeah, more relaxed. So overall, we're pretty happy with the changes. It's one of the reasons why we moved here. No regrets at all. Big difference from New York, and it's something that we actually love. Thank you for watching this video. We're gonna end it here.
Let us know if you have any questions about living in Malaysia or moving to Malaysia. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks again.